Good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful people. How are y'all doing? Thank you to all of my replay viewers. Thank you so much for logging on. Happy Monday morning to you all. Hello, 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 everyone. How are you all doing? This is Adelaide Brown with Be Blessed Daily. And at Be Blessed Daily, we inspire and empower women and girls to break through the glass ceilings in their lives and soar in their unlimited greatness. Hey, Maxie, how you doing? Thank you so much for coming in. I am so excited about this Monday morning. I just wanted to jump on and quickly encourage you guys. I really did. I believe that we are all in a season in our lives right now where God is wanting to do some amazing things in our life, but we have to be open. We have to be willing. We have to be willing to go through the breakthrough. And the breakthrough is literally a breaking through. And we have to be willing to do that. And there is something that I was presented with this morning that I've heard before, but I realized that this is definitely something that God has been working on me with. So before I get started, like I said, I'm Adelaide Brown with Be Blessed Daily. If there's anything that I'm saying that resonates with you, I encourage you to please tap your screen and give me some hearts. And don't forget to swipe up, hey Marsha, how you doing? And share with your followers as well and let them know what we're talking about. So I just wanted to share a little bit with you all about my little hiatus. I had some technical difficulties going on with my phone, and I had to try to figure some things out. I didn't know what was going on with my Periscope. It wouldn't let me upload any videos. I didn't really know what was going on, and I had to take a step back and do some breathing and meditation, and these are all of the things that I talk to my clients about doing. So I had to be my own client this weekend, and I realized that my phone was acting up and all of those things were taking place, but that's because I was wrestling with something on the inside. See, I know that there's a breakthrough taking place in my life, and I had not given myself permission to fail. So I wasn't playing big enough because I was afraid of making a mistake or that something wouldn't come right. I know I would make mistakes, but I was just afraid of what that looked like and how that would pan out. And honestly, guys, hey, Jocelyn, how you doing? And honestly, it affected me. The energy that I had within because of that affected my cell phone, the devices around me. There were other things going on at home. And like I told you all last week, hey, Gemini, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. And like I told you all last week, we have to keep pushing forth, right? We can't quit. We can't stop. We have to trust the process. We had to keep moving. So what I did was, instead of beating up myself and, oh my gosh, I haven't gotten on Periscope, and I know, everyone else has this set schedule that they're doing, and I just prayed and I said, you know what, God, you're in control and you're working on me. You want to make sure that what I put out there in the world is what you sent for me to put out there, not what I wanted, but what you wanted for me. So I had to surrender. I had to surrender to God. I had to surrender to the thought that failure isn't failure. Failure means that I'm taking action and I'm getting closer to the steps that I need to take. So what if something isn't perfect? So what if something doesn't work out the way that I had planned for it to work out? Maybe it needed to work out like that because God had a bigger plan in mind. And that's why I'm here this morning. I just want to encourage you. And I want you to think about what transformation is. Transformation is like a radical change that takes place in your life. And it's definitely, I thank you. I know you're feeling me. I knew you guys will feel me on this because a lot of people, we play small. And when you think about transformation, I want you to think about a caterpillar transforming and metamorphing into a butterfly. Like, I really want you to think about that. Think about what that looks like. Think about your life. Like, have you been so accustomed to crawling along on the ground to the thought of flying absolutely terrifies you? Do you look at yourself crawling along the ground thinking, how you going to tell me I can fly? I can't fly. I don't have wings. I don't know where I'm going. All I know is this low vantage point that I've been in. But are you willing to be transformed? Like, are you willing to surrender your thoughts and your ideas and your expectations to what God has for your life? That's my question to you. I did a lot of soul searching this weekend. I did a lot of soul searching of what I do and what I bring. I had to get very clear about my message. My message is inspiration. Yes, completely let go. My message is yes, Jocelyn, yes. And if you guys are feeling this, I invite you to share with your followers. Thank you so much for hearting this up, because you know this is a heart scope, and it just lets me know that what we're talking about is definitely something that you guys want to hear. And I also have something I want to reveal to you guys on the call as well that I'm really excited about today. So on Periscope today that I'm really excited about. But I really want you to think about that. Have you been scurrying along the ground as a caterpillar, not realizing that your true purpose is to be a butterfly, but you've gotten so accustomed to this low vantage point that you don't even see how you can move forward? Your vision is so limited. Your vision is so cloudy. Has that been going on in your life? Well, I just want to let you know that you have to allow yourself to be cocooned. Like, you have to be willing to go into that chrysalis. You have to go into that dark space, that quiet space where you may have to get still for a while so that you can get clarity on what it is that you need to do. But whatever it is that you do, what you need to understand is you can't stop. The minute we stop taking action, that's when our lives start feeling like we're not moving fast enough. We're not doing what we need to do. I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I don't want to fail. I don't want to go through that again. Those are all of the thoughts that come to us. But remember, you will fail yourself to success. You know, a caterpillar is failing at being a caterpillar when he's turning into a butterfly. The caterpillar existence no longer exists. You're completely transforming. You're like a radical change to something completely different. So yes, you may look in the mirror and see the same face, but you know a different person is peering at that mirror through your eyes. You know that. You know that. And it's time for that. And that's what I'm saying for me. This weekend was a wake-up call, because at first I was like, I got to get me a new phone. I got to manifest me a new phone. I got to do something different with my internet. I have to do something different with this and do something different with that. And see, that was my issue. See, because I was so insecure and I didn't get validated growing up the way that I wanted to, the way that I desired to, I started to develop all of these things that I had to do. Hey, how you doing, SC lady? I had to develop all of these things that I had to do. I had to develop all of these strengths that I had, and these ideas that I had. Good morning. How you doing? I had to develop all of these things. I was telling my neighbor good morning, because I do my scopes in my front yard. I don't care if they hear me. I want them to hear me. I know they're like, what is this girl doing? They think that I'm crazy in my home, and that's fine. But I already said when I get where I'm going in life, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, she used to be my neighbor, and look at her now. And then I can inspire them to truly live the life that God created them to live, because they'll remember when everybody was in the same space. But for me, I found my value in my doing. So when I wasn't doing, I didn't feel worthy. I always had to exceed. I always had to excel. I always had to be the best at it. And if I wasn't the best at it, I didn't even want to do it. I didn't even want to try. And it wasn't that I didn't think that I could. I was just so afraid of the rejection. I was afraid that I would put my all into something and someone would come and tell me, oh, I don't like that. That's worthless. Why would you do something like that? That's stupid. Why would you act like that? Or why would you do that? Or why would you say that? See, that was my fear. I was afraid that I would put my heart out there and people would just reject me or just not say anything at all, because I had experienced that. And see, before, when I tried to be good and I tried to do things where I'm at now. Yes, but see, this is the thing. You're there now, but the problem with that is you have to take action through it. And so what God told me this morning was push through. And this weekend, that's what I did. I couldn't get on my social media on Periscope and things like that. And you know what? I was like, it's amazing how when you're feeling that energy within your body, how it affects everything around you. See, people don't understand why hell is breaking through in their marriages or their relationships, or they just can't seem to connect with their children or their parents, or why do their coworkers or their employees always seem to have an issue with them. But a lot of times that's stemming from the issue that's going on within. And we don't want to deal with that. We project that onto other people. So I said, you know what? I haven't been having any trouble with Periscope before. The last couple of scopes I did were really good. And now all of a sudden, what's going on? Because it's time for me to quit playing small. It really is. It's time for me to quit looking to the left and looking to the right. And I have come really far. But it's time to keep going. You know why? Because I'm inspiring other women to do that. I work with women, and it's amazing the coaching clients that I've worked with, and to see the changes in their lives, it blows my mind. And they'll come to me and say, you know what, Addie, you taught me that our first session, or when we had our session, I'll never forget, you told me that. And ever since then, hey, Vanessa. And ever since then, I've been doing that, and my life has been changing. And I learned that from you. And I'm looking like, why was I doubting myself? And when I'm in that element, I'm doing wonderful. Happy Monday to you, dear. I hope all is well with you and your family. Yes, and yes, Essie, and I was just thinking, I was like, Stephanie, okay, I had to make sure. Okay, yes, Stephanie, exactly. And I was just like, you know what? I was just thinking about this last night. I was getting some things preparing myself for the week, and just really saying, you know what, I'm taking this seriously. Like, I'm really going to push myself and do the things that I have to do. Thank you, dear. I have a huge problem with doubting myself. And you know what? It's not just you. We all do that, because this is what I realize. And y'all tell me if y'all feel me this. I want y'all to heart this up for me if you feel this. I've realized that we doubt ourselves because there are people that we admire, and we're like, wow, thank you so much for inviting your followers. I thank you so much for that. There are people that we admire. There are people that we think that they are awesome, but we don't realize is the thing that drew us to them is because we have that similar thing within ourselves. And I saw a video one day. I think her name was like Catherine McHugh or something like that. It was a TED Talk, and she was Irish. And she was talking, and she had a clip of Jill Scott talking on. And see, you ladies hearted me up, so y'all see what I mean. And she had a clip of Jill Scott talking about, she was getting ready to go on, and they were asking her, was she intimidated because she was going on right after Erykah Badu? And she was like, no, they were like, what do you think about that young woman there? And it was Erykah Badu on the stage. She was like, I think she's awesome. That's my sister girl, and we doing our thing. And they were like, are you not nervous to go on after her? And Jill Scott just looked at them and said, have you ever seen me perform? Oh, that was everything to me, y'all. I just had a tingle go through my body again, because they are in the same genre. When they're classified in music. Yes, exactly, Stephanie. So when they're being classified in music and things like that, they're really put together. Like if you go on Erykah Badu radio, you hear a lot of Jill Scott, and vice versa. So when Jill Scott said that, I was like, so I don't need to be doubting myself, because see, there are people that just need to hear it the way Adelaide has to say it. And there are certain things that I say in the way that I say it. Nobody else is going to say it like that. And that's the reason why I'm telling y'all this, is because of you. The caterpillar morphs into a butterfly, but different caterpillars morph into different types of butterflies, and they change, and their metamorphosis process is very similar, but it does change and is unique to the type of butterfly that is morphing into. And see, sometimes we don't realize that the caterpillar and the butterfly can occupy the same space. You see what I'm saying? They can occupy the same space, right? But the butterfly is flying, and the caterpillar is just crawling along the ground. And see, I've been tired of crawling along the ground, and I just been too tired of playing small, and I'm too tired of doubting myself. And I know when I was just watching a video on Lisa Nichols, and I was like, everything she was saying, it was like she was telling me about myself. Like, I was like, girl, get out of my business. Quit talking about me in this video. She was talking about herself. But that's how you feeling now. And see, Vanessa knows. Vanessa is on here with me just about every scope I do. Vanessa's on here. And I know you've noticed that. I was about to ask you if you've seen the new one, Awesome Fest. No, I haven't seen the Awesome Fest. Can you email the link? You're tired and you're ready. Listen, guys, I'm excited about this. I was going to wait until the end of the scope, but this week right here, I am doing 2 free 45-minute breakthrough sessions every day for anyone that wants to sign up for anything that's going on to your life. Like, I'm so fired up. I was fired up last night, and in being fired up, that's what God put into my spirit. So if you want to sign up for those 2 free 45-minute sessions, I am just asking you to email me at info at beblesseddaily.com. You put it in IG. Which one you talking about? The breakthrough? What you talking about, Jocelyn? I just had to tell y'all that I'm doing those 2 free sessions because all of y'all are telling me y'all are feeling the same way. And see, that's how I was feeling back in October. Your promotional. No, I'm going to post it on, I haven't posted it on IG. I just put it on Facebook, and I'm going to put it on IG when I finish doing the scope. I'm going to do the scope. I'm going to do a quick little Facebook Live, and then I'm going to put it on IG because... And thank you for that, for just reminding me, pushing me on that, Jocelyn. But thank you so much, Vanessa. info@beblesseddaily.com. info@beblesseddaily.com. And I have to do this because I have to connect with you guys. You know, I'm a heart coach, and I know I'm a heart coach, but I was really thinking this weekend about what do I do, and what do I offer, and what do I bring. When it was time for me to quit my job, Miss J is on here. Miss J can tell you that there were things going on that God wouldn't even allow me to work. And Miss J, would you please confirm these things if you're in a position where you can comment? I put my notice in. My company didn't want me to leave right away, and I was scared, but I knew I was supposed to go. See, every single day, y'all, I would come into work and something would happen where I had to leave every single day. I'm talking the computers would work for everyone but me when I sat down at the computer. And if I'm lying, you see her. It was crazy. I promise you, she's backing up because she was sitting there with me. God connected us so that we could be in that space together, but so that I knew that I needed a witness to that story. I put my notice in. When I tell you, they were like, well, could you just work through a month or so or whatever? And I did, because I was scared to leave anyway, and I really didn't know what God wanted me to do. I had just published my book. I didn't know anything about that. I wasn't in a position where I wanted to sell my book, or I wanted to sell it, but I was afraid to sell it. I was afraid to sell myself. I was afraid to put it out there. I'm an author. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I was afraid to do all of those things. Why? Because I was still doubting myself. See, I was making it all about me and not about what God was asking me to do. And that's why you're doubting yourself. You couldn't tell. Well, you know what? Sometimes we have to override that. Oh, you got it, honey? Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes we have to I'm fixing breakfast. I'm multitasking, doing my scopes. I said I was going to cook the bacon. I put my bacon in the oven. So I was going to cook the bacon for the boys. I already made their grits, so I was going to check it, but Kevin grabbed it for me, so that was perfect. But I did that, and what I realized was, and when I talked to my clients and everybody that I've worked with, it was like the inspiration to the breakthrough. The inspiration for your breakthrough. And that's what I am. I'm an inspirational breakthrough strategist and heart coach. I don't have to put those titles on myself, but that's what I offer into the world. If you need inspiration to get to your breakthrough, then I'm the woman for you. If you have big ideas and there are things, and tell me what y'all think about that. Do y'all like that? Do y'all like that title? Because I was kind of feeling that. But I want to hear from y'all. Y'all my ladies. I love y'all. And you know this is Heart Talk on my Heart Scope. So I just want to hear what y'all had to say. But I really was like, one more time, say it again, inspirational breakthrough strategist. Inspirational breakthrough strategist, because that's what I've been doing. And if you got another suggestion, throw it out there. But that's what I offer. That's what I offer. I offer inspiration through your breakthrough. Yes. Okay, okay. Y'all like that? Okay, good. Because my thing was, I took cues as a child. Don't stand out because you're going to be rejected. And you don't want to be rejected because you want to be loved. You want to be accepted. You want to be embraced. But if that's the case, the caterpillar can never be a butterfly. Because if he looks at what's around him, he's looking at other caterpillars. But if he looks up, he sees the butterfly, not realizing that that's him. He just has to allow himself to go through that transformational process. And that is what these sessions are all about. Because I have a group coaching program that's coming up soon, and my one-on-one coaching program is always open. But I have a new group coaching program that's coming up soon. It's a 6-week group coaching program. Trust in the process, and we're going to go through those things. But what you're going to get out of this, girl, this is some good stuff right here. Thank you. Listen, I told y'all, listen. Expect to see me doing this. And if I'm not, call me out. You know why? Because I understand that I'm on a mission. I'm doing Shine Time, my mentoring group, and I'm encouraging these babies. And they are literally caterpillars that are turning into butterflies. And see, some of us look like moths. You know, we turn into butterflies and we're like, man, I look like a moth, not realizing, no, you're a beautiful butterfly as well. But your beauty, see, the thing is, we measure beauty. We allow the media, and we allow social media. We allow the world, okay? We allow the standards of the world to tell us what beauty is. But what beauty is what emanates, what comes, illuminates through you. You know, like, yes, of course, initially people are going to see my face. And that's another thing. Each and every woman on the scope with me, y'all are absolutely beautiful. And look who just came on, and I'm telling you how beautiful you are. Hey, Melody, how you doing? Y'all are absolutely beautiful. Do you think that God gave you that beauty for you to keep it all to yourself? No, when you come into a room, people are happy to see you because you have a pleasant look on you. And I don't care. Hey dear, you got to listen to the replay. You got to catch what I was saying earlier, Melody. I promise you, you are really going to appreciate this. I can promise you that. You're going to appreciate this. So we have to be in a position. We have to be in a position where we realize how beautiful we are, no matter what other people have to say. That caterpillar knows that he has a destiny for him, or she has a destiny for her. But if she stops, if she only commits to crawling along the ground, then she's never going to be able to get into that chrysalis and morph into the butterfly that she's supposed to be. Hey, how you doing, Kareel girl? How you doing? Thanks for coming in. And that's what we have to realize. We have to open our hearts and our minds to the transformation. Transformation is you are changing from one thing to a completely different thing. You're completely metamorphing. The caterpillar, you can't tell. If you didn't know any better, you would never know that a butterfly used to be a caterpillar. And that is the way your life is supposed to look. That is the type of breakthrough that you're supposed to be experiencing each and every day. Every day something should happen in your life for you like, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this is happening to me. And it should, but where are your expectations? Where are your expectations? Are you willing to trust the process? Are you willing to do what it is that God is calling you to do so that you can live the life that God has called you to live? That's why I'm offering those free sessions this week. Talking to a queen about this over the weekend. That's what I'm telling you. That's why I'm offering these sessions this week, because you know what I said? I want to offer this to these ladies. Like, I want to be able to help them. I offer 45 minutes, not 15 minutes, not 30 minutes. I offer 45 minutes. Why? Because I want us to have enough time to talk. And just to be very honest with you, God puts things on my heart to tell people every time I talk to them. And I realized I was trying to put myself in a box. I was trying to limit myself. I was really closing myself in, trying to fit in with what everybody else was doing. The devil is a liar. I gotta be me. Inspirational breakthrough strategist and heart coach. Why? Because I'm going to inspire you to your breakthrough, and we're going to uncover all those little hidden things and hurts and insecurities in your heart that are holding you back from that breakthrough. Because a lot of people are just standing on the brink. You're at the cusp. All you have to do is step through. But what you don't realize is if you don't heal those things in your heart, even when you step through that breakthrough, you're going to find yourself living the same story over and over and over again. It's like hit and repeat in a different story. It's like in a different movie, but the same storyline, same plot, same characters. Come on now. It's time for us to make the change. It's time for us to stop making excuses. Well, that's just how I am. That's just my attitude. Or I'm just a laid back type of person. Or see, I don't put up with that. I'm just a no nonsense type of person. No, you are rude. And you need to stop being rude, or you're playing small and you're being weak and you're not realizing your strength. And why can I tell you this? Because I have been working through all of those things. I have been there. I have done that. And the things that I'm working through now, it's like I don't question my gift. See, what I've been struck, I told my friend about that thing that keeps showing back up when we won't deal with them. Yes. And you know what it usually is? It's something deeply rooted in your heart. It's something in your heart, not your physical heart, but your spiritual heart. You know what leads you, that connection. That's usually what it is. It's something down deep in there. Like I told y'all, I wasn't validated as a child. I wasn't. I was always told that I had to do something different. I had to do something better. And because of that, nothing, and because when I was giving my all, and I come in like, oh, look at my painting, and it's a little stick person in a little ugly house, but it was my best. And somebody would say, oh, that's pretty, but why don't you use a ruler the next time and make your lines a little straighter? Well, guess what? It made me want to stop drawing. I'm not blaming them. Okay, that's projection. I chose to feel that way because that's the state that I was in. But see, a lot of us don't realize that we are struggling with the things that our mother struggled with and her mother struggled with. And if some of us don't know our mothers or some of us don't know our fathers, we don't even realize that a lot of the things that we are trying to break through, these things are generational. You think that you look like them, but you also have their temperament. You also have their fears. You also have their little idiosyncrasies and schisms that are holding you back too. So glad I logged on. This is good, Eddie. But I got to get back to work. I'll watch the rest later. Yes, ma'am. And don't forget about the free 45-minute session. And if that's something you're interested in, don't forget to email me at info@beblesseddaily.com, because I'm doing that all week. I'm offering 2 free sessions every day to whomever wants to really get inspired to break through and uncover those hidden things in their heart. And I'm telling you, thank you so much for logging on, Stephanie. And I thank you for embracing what I'm talking about. And that's what was going on. That's why my Periscope wasn't working right and I couldn't upload any videos. I was like, well, if I can't get Periscope up, well, let me upload some videos to Facebook and stuff so people can still see me. None of that stuff would work out for me. But that stuff wouldn't work out for me because of the doubts that I had going on. They were so hidden. They were undercover. I would never tell anyone that. Those were the little things in the back of my head. But see, that's just like the caterpillar. If he looks at himself, if he really looks at himself, there's nothing that would tell him you're going to turn into a butterfly. Just has to know it. He just has to believe it. And that's what I'm telling you. It is time for you to morph into being a butterfly. It is time for you to fly. I've been talking about get anchored in your greatness and soar in your greatness. And it's time for you to do that. It is time for you to do that. And that's why I'm offering these free breakthrough sessions this week. It's time for that. That's why that new group program is starting. It's time for that. And that's why I have my one-on-one sessions that are always open. Why? It's time for that. And if you want to find out more about that, sign up for a free anchor session. That's a 30-minute session. We can talk about the coaching programs and see if that's something that fits for you. If you're in my Facebook group, PM me, or if you're my friend on Facebook, or click the link in my bio and send me an email, info@beblesseddaily.com. Shoot me an email. You know, I don't even offer free 30-minute session anymore. Well, and you know what, Melody? I do because I want to get to know people. And I just want to make sure that, you know, I'm a right fit for them. What I have also realized in growing this coaching business, just this aspect of my business as well. At first I was like, I got to make the money. And I still got to make the money. Don't get me wrong. The money is coming to me, but I don't want to work with people that don't fit into what I know that I can do. There are some people that I know need my services, but I also know that they're not willing to do what it takes. I'm on the phone as long as, yes. Well, look, I say 30 minutes, but to be honest with you, Melody, every call I've had has reached about 45 minutes to an hour. Every single one. That's why I'm offering the 45-minute sessions. But I like that. You know what? Maybe I'll just take the reins off of it. Like, we'll just have our calls and we'll just go through that. I love that suggestion. I'm open to things like that. That's why I threw it out there, because I see some people are like 15 minutes and 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm just getting an introduction. Like, I want to get to know you. I want to connect with you. Even if I'm not coaching you, I want to support you. I want to be your friend. I want you to be mine, because guess what? When one of us are doing good, all of us are doing good. When one of us are struggling, all of us are struggling. And people don't realize that. And once we can embrace that, I close at 6 o'clock for an hour. Awesome. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what it's all about. And I thank you so much for sharing that. And listen, guys, if you want to get your business up and running and do the things that God is calling you to do, then you want to go ahead and check out MCT Web Design. Please put your info in the box so they can check you out, Melody. And but it's time. It's time, y'all. The caterpillar is tired of being a bottom feeder. He's tired of crawling along these leaves and eating these leaves and just getting full. Because, see, that's what a lot of us are doing. When we're in this doubting stage, you know what we're doing? We're getting full and getting fat off of everyone else's inspiration, everyone else's stories, everyone else's breakthrough. But you're like sitting on the sideline. It's time for you to get in this game. It is time for you to get in the game. Like I told y'all earlier, I was playing small because I was doubting myself, because there's certain areas of my business that I didn't feel confident in. Like, I'm confident in my gift, okay? I'm not doubting that. I know I can help people. I know I have conversations with men, women, old and young, professionals, homeless, it does not matter. And when I walk away, I get the same response every time. Thank you so much for the inspiration. Thank you so much for that breakthrough. After that conversation we had, that thing just changed my day around. That thing changed my perspective on what was going on. And I was like, you know what? That is what I do. I inspire you to your breakthrough. And that's what time it is, y'all. We just have to be open to the change. And that's the biggest thing. See, the caterpillar has to want breakthrough, but he has to be willing to lose everything he has to get everything that he wants. So I want you to put a 1 in the box. Are you willing? If you're willing to lose where you are now for the dreams of where you're going, I want you to put a 1 in this box. And by putting a 1 in the box, there you go. By putting a 1 in the box, you are putting this up to everyone out here. You see this, ladies? Y'all are looking at these comments. So you are putting this out there. You have put this out into the universe. You have put this out into the universe that this is what you want. All right? I'm holding you accountable to that. It's time. It is time. Like the caterpillar can't say, I want to fly, but I want to continue to be a caterpillar. Can't do that. If you want to fly, then you have to be willing and you have to completely commit to the transfer of being the butterfly. Right? There's no more caterpillar. And that's why I'm always talking about trust the process. People don't want to talk about the process, but there is a process to this. Some things can manifest overnight, but a lot of these things you're going to have to work through. It took you 30 years to build up these insecurities, and you think you're going to get over in 5 minutes. Now, don't get me wrong. Confirmation number 3. Oh, I love it, Tiffany. I absolutely love it. Yes, email me at info@beblesseddaily.com. I will get you scheduled for us to do our session, and we can talk about some things like what's going on in your life. Where do you need a breakthrough? What's holding you back? Those are the things that we're going to talk about. Those are the things that we're going to discuss. I'm going to inspire you to that breakthrough. When you get off that call, you're going to know that you can do it, and you're going to be walking towards it. Why? Because it's your time. That's why you're on the scope. That's why you're doing what God is calling you to do. You got on. There are plenty notifications you had today, but you didn't answer those, but you got on this one because it's time. No more time to play small, y'all. No more time to be crawling along the ground. I know that my daughter wasn't diagnosed. If I wasn't home, I'd never connect with. Exactly. It's funny that those types of things can happen, right? It's so much. Romans 8:28 tells us that everything works out for our good. Everything, all things work out for our good. Everything. That means that you cannot despise your small beginnings. That means that you cannot despise the troubles and the tests that you had to go through. You can't despise any of those things. Why? Because they all were a part of the pieces in the process to get you where you need to go. When I did my heart talk on Friday night, it was absolutely awesome. And I did my heart. That's when my Periscope started acting crazy because I wanted to record that. But like I told y'all, I feel like that was the energy inside. That I had to work through that. And I was talking to them about that. I was talking to them about how you have to trust the process. Like my son wanted me to bake a cake with him, but he didn't want to put the eggs in there because he doesn't like eggs. Well, you also don't eat baking powder raw and by itself. And you also don't normally eat flour by itself, even though on a side note, that's actually something that I did when I was pregnant. I would eat flour. That was some deficiency that I had. That's a whole nother story. I'm not going into that. But when you're putting a cake together, you have flour, sugar, salt, eggs, oil, water. Was it Chris? No, it was actually Akio, little Kevin, my 10-year-old. And at the time, he was 7, getting ready to turn 8. And we were baking a cake, and he was like, I don't eat eggs. So I don't want, and I'm going to get him to come on here. I think he's the only one who hasn't really been on. And I told him, if you want to get that outcome, you're going to have to put the eggs in there. And that's when God dropped that thing in my spirit and said, that's the same thing with your life. There are some things you're going to have to do. There are some things that you don't like. There are some people that you don't like. There are some situations and circumstances that you would prefer to avoid. But if you want to get the desired outcome, that sweet, delicious, moist cake, then you're going to have to put some ingredients in there that don't make sense to you. Doesn't make sense why I'm putting salt in a cake, but it's only sweet. It doesn't make sense why I have to put baking powder in here. But if I don't do these things, I'm not going to get the desired outcome. And yes, I may get a cake, but it's not going to taste that way that I want it. It's not going to be the consistency that I need it to be. So you got to be willing to put some things in there. And that's where I am. That is exactly where I am right now. So now is the time for us. Now is the time for us, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I have so much that I want to share. God told me you've been getting fat off the word. You've been getting fat off of growing and learning from other people, but people need to hear from you. And I just want to let you know, people need to hear from you. People need to see your products. People need to hear your story. People need to hear your testimony so that they know that they can come over. Okay? That's all I'm trying to say. So what I'm going to do, Melody, you raising your hands. And Melody, you know what? I got to reach out to you because I need a suggestion. I have a business question. I am, but I'm almost finished, okay? Could you come here real quick? I was just talking about him. So let me show y'all my handsome son because I've showed y'all Kevin and y'all see Christopher all the time. But let me show y'all the other Kevin. I'm working from home today. Call me anytime. Oh, I'm going to call you because I need you. This is a big deal for me. This is my Kevin.
Hi.
He telling everybody hi, and I absolutely love him. This is my milkman. This is my, he's a singer. You see, he doesn't want to hear anything about that.
Computer.
Go. Just open another tab and go ahead and use it. Right. See? Oh, Melody says hi.
Hi.
Hi. That's my milkman. That's my first son. Oh God, he's been a blessing to me since he was born. And he is so funny. He's such an old man. But he reminds me so much of myself. He reminds me of my own temperament. And when I want to fuss at him, what I have to do is go to God. And God will say, don't fuss at him because he got that from you. Back to some of the things that you're wrestling with came from your parent. That thing came through your daddy's sperm. Okay? That thing was already in your mom's egg. I'm telling you now, people don't want to hear that. That's the energy that you were formed in. So it's a whole process that we have to go through to transform that. That's why you have to be inspired to that breakthrough. You need that force. You need that energy to get through. But a lot of times people think you get it by the doing, but you get it by the being. You get it by embracing who you are, being appreciative of where you are. I'm just really excited, y'all. I'm fired up. I couldn't get on here and talk to y'all. You have a nice place, house and a big yard. Oh, thank you. And you have to come down for a cookout. I'm going to have a cookout this summer, and I want you to come. You're not too far away. I'm inviting everybody. I know Vanessa's in Canada, so I don't know. But if you can get to Charleston, you'll be invited too. It's time, y'all. Thank you so much for that compliment, Melody. Thank you so much. And I used to say, well, this is just my starter home, and this is what. Listen, when I got pregnant at 18, well, when I got pregnant at 17 and had my daughter at 18 and 5 days, and we were homeless, do you think that I thought that I would own a home before I was 30? No, I did not. I did not think that. I didn't think that I was capable of that. I didn't even think that I was capable of getting off of Section 8 and food stamps because that's all I saw. That's all I was around. And I'm not ashamed. You do have a nice house, and y'all. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Sometimes I'm gonna be very honest with y'all. Sometimes I don't like scoping in the house because I'm like, I gotta clean up in here. It's a little too. A husband, 3 nice looking kids, a house at 33. But I had all of that at 29, Melody. So that was a blessing. I had all of that at 29, and at 24 years old, I didn't even think I could do it. I couldn't. You know what happened, y'all? This is off on a tangent, but since y'all threw that out there. I got cut off of Section 8. I stopped. I thank y'all. I appreciate all of the love, and I love it, and I appreciate it. That's why I said, let me go in the yard and sit under my magnolia tree. At 21, I got kicked off of Section 8 randomly. And those of you that don't know what Section 8 is like a housing program that gives you a voucher to live in different places, and they assist you with your rent. And I had just moved and got a new spot, and they said they were doing cutbacks. And I got randomly chosen to be kicked off. I was just kicked off. And up until that point, I didn't even think that that was something that I could do. I couldn't pay a rent without Section 8 because I'm a teen mom, and that's just where I was. And, and I was like, and I had just got a car, and I didn't even think I could get a car. I had just got a car, financed a car. I didn't think I could do anything like that. I thought I could only do cash and carry type of things because I thought so limited of myself. I got kicked off of Section 8. I had just got a new car. And 3 months later, I found out I was pregnant with my second child. And I was in that space I was like, wow, this is really happening. But I didn't focus on it. I didn't focus on it at that time. Well, when the Section 8 kicked off. I focused on that. But as I started moving and going through, God started opening up doors. And see, sometimes when things like that happen in our lives, we neglect those stories. We don't really go back and look. That's the purpose of a photo album. That's why we buy yearbooks, right? We go back and we look and we reminisce. It's not so much to hurt. It's not to go back and hurt yourself, but you go back to remind yourself of how far you've come. So you might have things in your life that you don't like right now, but look, you're here. And you made it through some hellacious things from the past, and you're still here. So that's what I want to encourage you with today. And when I got kicked off of that, I didn't think I would ever own a home. I bought my home. We closed on this house April 12th, 2012. It was 7 months from the day of my 30th birthday. And at 25, I wrote in my notebook that I was going to own a home by 30. I didn't even really believe that. In my head, intellectually, I didn't believe that, but my spirit did. And that's another thing about the Bible. See, a lot of people will throw out, the Bible don't make sense and this and that and this and that. It's an intellectual thing. But when you allow your spirit to decipher and to, what's the word I want to use? Interpret, like an interpreter speaking a different language. When you allow your spirit to do that, then you can get the understanding and the revelation that you need. So I thank you guys so much for those compliments. I really embrace them. I love my family, and I received that. I never thought I could own my home either. So when I doubt myself now, I look back. Exactly. And then you own your home, and then you go through hell, and you experience all of this trouble and all of these problems and things like that. And it's like, oh my goodness, the biggest fear, right? What I was talking about earlier, the fear of failure. No, you fail your way right to your success. This morning, I told myself, I give myself permission to fail. I was playing small. There are so many other things I've been wanting to do. I've been holding back on because I've been wanting it to be perfect. Thank you, Vanessa. I'm glad that is resonating with you. I'm telling you, I'm glad that it's resonating with you because it's time. I mean, it's really time. It is so time for us to be doing what it is that we need to do. And I gave myself permission to fail this morning. I just said, you know what? I give myself permission to fail. If it gets messed up, if someone teases me, if someone says something to me that I don't like, I will go to God about why that hurt my feelings. I'm not going to worry about that with them. I'm going to go to God about that. That's what I'll do. I'll go to God about why am I playing small. I'll go to God about that. I don't need your validation. I don't need your acceptance. What I do need is to be living on purpose. What I do need is to walk in my greatness and then soar in my greatness like the caterpillar. The caterpillar was great. The caterpillar was already great when he was crawling along the ground. He was great then. He was a butterfly in seed form. He was great in that place. I'm 1 million by 30. I have a year and a month. You keep it real. Melody, I'm jumping on that plan with you. I'm already 30, so I'm claiming it by 35. How about that? I got a year and a half. I have a year, less than a year and a half. And I know that if I do what God has put into my heart, I can do that. I can do that. There's no doubt in my mind that I can't do that, but I have to be willing. Like, I'm working with this internet radio station, selling, if you want to promote your service or your business or your product, you know, you can log on with there. Well, I wasn't really pushing it because I was like, I don't really know what I've never done sales in that aspect. I've done sales, but I've never sold for like a radio station or nothing like that. Like, that's something completely different. Playing small, limiting myself, that's a step to that $1 million that we talking about. That's a step to it. Not playing right. So if you got a business or service you want to advertise on an internet radio station, it's based here in Charleston, but it's an internet station. KineticHiFi.com. You can go listen to it yourself. They're playing live now. Whatever it is, you can connect with me. info@BeBlessedDaily.com. Remember, don't forget, free. Yes, ma'am. I'm doing that. And guess what else? You can get talk shows. We have 30-minute slots and 60-minute slots. You can do podcasts. They offer opportunities for podcasts and things like that. And they have technologies to where if you're remote, you can work with them. So if you want to find out more about that, connect with me. info@BeBlessedDaily.com. Send me an inbox on Facebook. Connect with me on Instagram. Whatever it is that you need to do, let's get it going. It's time. So I got your inspirational breakthrough How about that? We're going to work through some things in your heart. And then after you get through those things, you'll be ready to sell yourself. You'll be ready to promote yourself. And I got that for you too. It's time, y'all. It's time for us to do what it is that we need to do. So I'm going to read Anchored for today, day 158. And for those of you who don't have a copy of Anchored, you want to get a copy of Anchored, you can order it through my website and get a signed copy. Or you can also go to Amazon.com and Anchored, ! Be Blessed Daily Volume 1. That would be a game changer for you. I've had so many people tell me they read it every morning or they take it to work and it's been changing their lives, and their co-workers are reading it and they're enjoying it and they're buying copies for people at the job. I mean, it's really exciting. So you need to get your copy. You need to get anchored. You need to get anchored in your greatness. So you need to get Anchored Be Blessed Daily Volume 1. It's your time. Hey, Shirley, how you doing? And my girl Shirley, y'all need to check her out and follow her because she's starting a challenge today that I know that you all would benefit. Finding your purpose. And if I'm messing this up, Shirley, correct me. But y'all need to go check her out and check out her challenge because she has wonderful inspiration to offer you too. Listen, y'all, we got to work together. We got to support each other. That's just the way we have to go. So I'm going to read day 158 so that we can get going on that. Okay, hold on one second. Let me transfer around. Day 158. Check this out, y'all. Your life is what you make it. Never blame others for your lack of achievement. You're welcome, dear. Anything worth having is worth the hard work and persistence that is required to obtain it. When rewards come easily, you don't appreciate them. Struggles prepare you for the best that is yet to come. Be blessed. What y'all think about that? What you think about that? I see y'all hearting it up, so I know y'all feeling it. That thing must have resonated with you. I'm going to read that one more time. Your life is what you make it. Never blame others for your lack of achievement. Anything worth having is worth the hard work and persistence that is required to obtain it. When rewards come easily, you don't appreciate them. Struggles prepare you for the best that is yet to come. Be blessed. That's what the caterpillar says when it's time for him to morph into the butterfly. When it's time for him to go into that season of darkness, that season of silence and seclusion where nobody understands you, nobody really gets what you're doing because nobody around you was brave enough to step out and do what you're doing. And even the people that you do connect with, the ones that are doing it, a lot of times they come across as arrogant. They say things to you like, "Oh, you need to get over that," or "Shoot, I got over that easily. I don't have those problems. I'm focusing on this." No. Listen, we don't have time for that. The caterpillar knows he has to go through that time of darkness. He has to go through that time of seclusion. He's eating a lot now because he's preparing for a time where he won't be able to eat, but he has to use all of that nourishment. I know that's right, Melody. All of this nourishment that he's been taking in is because he's going to need every bit of that to get through this transformation. You're going to need every bit of everything you've been through, the hell you've been through, the disappointments you've been through, the things that you did wrong to other people. You needed all of that stuff to help you get through this time of transformation because it's now your time. It is now your time. So if you want to be inspired to your breakthrough, send me that email, info@beblesseddaily.com. Shoot me a quick email or inbox me, PM me on Facebook. If you see one of my posts, give me a message and I'll get with you and we'll get you on the schedule so that you can truly start to soar in your greatness. It's time to get anchored in your greatness. It is time to break through these glass ceilings. Oh, I'm calling you, baby. I am calling you. You don't even have to worry about that. I know I need to call you. This is just confirmation. So it's time, y'all. Don't forget to share this with your followers. Those listening on the replay, don't forget to heart this up and share this with your followers. Even though I'm getting ready to get off, they need to see the replay. There are people in your life that you love, and they need to see this. There are people in your life that are struggling. They need to see this. They need to know. They need to know that your weakness is actually a strength once you commit to being who God has called you to be. So I love y'all. I love y'all so much. And another thing, if there are certain topics y'all want me to talk about, please let me know. I've had people ask me to talk about topics. Thank you so much for sharing with your followers. I've had people to ask me to, talk about topics, and they've received big breakthroughs. I am open. I am a wealth of knowledge. I'm a little old lady sitting here, and at heart, I'm like my grandmother at heart. Anybody that knows my grandmother will tell you, I'm not just like her, but I can promise you I have so much Addie. That's what people even call me, Addie. My name is Adelaide, but Addie is my nickname. That just started in my teen and 20s. My family never called me little Addie or anything like that. That has morphed because I've taken on, I was nourished by her. And as I've grown, I see how those seeds are flourishing. And that's what I'm telling you. There are things that you went through in your past. I was nourished by some other things that didn't really nourish me. I grew distorted. And now I'm having to go back and work and fix those things, the things that can be fixed, and embrace the things that can't. And that's just who I am. Okay? So I encourage y'all. And I love y'all. I want the best for y'all. If you have topics you want to talk about, inbox me on Facebook. Adelaide Brown. You can find me, my professional page. You can send me a message on my personal page. I don't care. Just get connected with me. It's time for you to break through. We're not making any more excuses. We're getting through this week on top. Okay? I love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful week. I'm getting ready to do a quick Facebook Live, and then I'm going to go back and work on some content and stuff and do some things with my family. I'm really excited. Melody, I'm getting ready to call you. Don't forget to check out Shirley and check out Melody, because these ladies can help you get your life together. I'm not the only one. We're all working together. Like Jill Scott said, have you ever seen me perform? Listen, I can send love to everybody else because I know we all have a purpose, and there's no need for me to slink back on that because it's now our time. It's all of our time. 7 billion people on the planet. We still going to be turning people down. I don't have time to be jealous or backbiting or fighting anyone. I need to do what I got to do. There you go. So y'all have a great day, and I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later, and y'all be blessed. Don't forget to sign up for your sessions. I'm doing free sessions all week, and I may do more than 2, depending on how many people reach out to me. I may do more than 2 a day, okay? All right. Love y'all. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.